Good evening, good morning, depending where you're calling in from around the world. We got people from Australia, from Russia, Ukraine, from Europe, from America. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to every single one of you. We have a massive action-packed webinar this evening. What we need to be doing is we need to be going back to the old skills where we used to not rely on just sending out emails, where we need to physically either pick up the phone or use Skype and call people to invite them on to the webinars. Okay, without any further ado, by the way, my name is Simon Brookes. I'm a Diamond Global Power Distributor. I'm now going to hand you over to one of our other top globals in the United Kingdom, Fraser. Fraser, I'm going to hand it over to you. Take it away.
Thanks for that, Simon. Yeah, just a quick one, really. You might have noticed the other week we launched a site called ShoppingSherlockReview.com. Well, what you can see on your screen now is another one like that with a slightly different twist, and this one's actually called ShoppingSherlockReport.com. So if you could all do me the massive, massive favour of going onto that website and then just having a little read through the article. It's slightly different to the other one you saw. And at the very bottom, you will see a comment box, and just all you have to do is enter your name, your email address, your website if you want, and then a comment. Just put your saving story in, or what you think of the company, what you think of the product, what you think of the timing, the trends, anything you want to do with Shopping Sherlock. And then on the right-hand side where it says the Facebook like button, if you just press that button, and then just register your like it as well with Facebook. And what that'll do is that'll help us climb the ranks on Google. So if anyone searches for Shopping Sherlock, then they can see this report. Or you can send this link to prospects if you wish, if you want to show them the value of the Shopping Sherlock package. That's all for now. I'll hand it back over to you, Simon.
Okay, thanks very much, Fraser. Okay, we have, as I said before, an action-packed training webinar this evening that's going to be done and organized by one of our top globals in the United Kingdom. And this is a very, very good friend of mine that I've known now for just over 3 years. He's going to be spending hours and hours and hours with me in around about the next 24 hours because we're going to be on the same plane flying over to America. What I'd like to do at this moment in time is hand you over to Global Power Distributor Alan Platt. Alan, take it away.
Hey Simon, thank you very much for that introduction. Yes, everybody, welcome to the training webcast this evening. We're working on a subject tonight called leadership. Now, obviously, we're working leadership in the Shopping Sherlock, but leadership qualities are so important in so many aspects of people's lives. So what I'm going to do today, some of it's kind of generic for everybody who's on this webcast, but really think about the way we're saying the things and the way we can link it to the Shopping Sherlock. One of the things that I think is really important is we as leaders really do need to lead from the front. Because if you think about it, people follow feet, not lips. If you just keep saying to people, do this, do that, do this, and they're watching you not do that thing you're asking them to do, well, that's not going to give them inspiration to keep moving forward. So again, in the Shopping Sherlock, what do? We tell people about this amazing opportunity that we've got. We tell people about this amazing product that we can give them for free that can make a massive impact on their lives. So what we really need to do as leaders is really help our whole team to understand that. Just get this in front of as many people around the world as we can. And if we can do that by leading by example, by sticking to the system, getting people on the webcast, introducing people in the correct way to the opportunity, that is definitely leading from the front. And by doing that, we're going to get the best results, not just for us, but for our team as well, because we're helping them understand the best way to move forward. And that can create inspiration for them. It can create motivation when they see people exploding this business that are in their upline and think, whoa, if they can do that and they're sticking to the simple system, then I'm going to copy that, and that really just help them grow as well. So let's be the sponsor that you would want to be and that you would want to have. So if you want people who do the do the things that you really need to succeed in this business, then why don't we duplicate that through the whole group by every one of us leading from the front, every one of us telling as many people about the Shopping Sherlock. Don't be a secret agent and not tell anybody. Let's explode this around the world. Let's inspire and motivate the teams and really do walk the talk, and not just talk about it, but do the activities that we need. Now, the great thing about this and the thing about our business, once you come on board, and there's people on this webcast that may have only just joined, and welcome to you, but once you come on board, you need to create great momentum by setting the pace. Now, what I mean by that is create a 90-day blast and just absolutely hammer this business in terms of inviting, in terms of the recruiting and the prospecting. Get as many people that you know and make as many new contacts for the people you don't that you can show this business to. Because if you can explode this business fast, that creates excitement and momentum for your team, especially because we have a binary plan. Think about this. You can go to someone, if you join someone into this business, then the next person you join could be in their business as well. So if they're seeing lots of people coming in week after week, day after day, month after month, throughout the whole group, that creates excitement, which really does build to more and more momentum for everybody. And guess what? Excitement, momentum, results, that adds to the income stories for everyone in the group as well. That's the powerful thing about the binary plan. And with our business model, slow and steady doesn't win the race. You want to come out those blocks and you want to race and you want to pound it down there. And just keep it going. And guess what? When you've been this year, a 2-year or 3-year in the business further down the line, keep that pace going. Keep that momentum. Find new contacts and introduce them to the amazing opportunity that we have with the Shopping Sherlock. And a good way of doing that is by setting goals as well. Have the end in mind. So you start in with the end in mind. You've got an idea where you want to go, diamond, global, power, and then break it back and then just hammer it all the way through till you reach the goals. So again, setting the pace and setting that pace as a fast pace is key to being a leader, because that's what you want to duplicate. And basically, guys, we've got to get off our backsides and take massive action. Not just action, massive action, because you're going to get better results. Now, with the Shopping Sherlock, guess what we can't do? We can't control how many people we speak to actually join, but we can control on the activity we do and the number of people we introduce this to. And law of average is you're going to get more people who join you the more people you speak to. So again, leaders, take massive action. And again, if you can duplicate that massive action through your team, then also this is not going to just help your people, it's going to help you, and it's going to help the whole company. And one of the ways that you could potentially think about this is to think that you could actually get paid with us when you hear the no's. So you imagine if you speak to 10 people, and those 10 people, let's just say, to keep it simple, 2 people join, well, you've earned that fast start bonus of $100. In your mind, you could say, well, that $100 I've actually earned speaking to those 10 people, not just the 2 that joined, because that was the activity you did to get those 2. So if you did that, you're thinking, well, maybe that's $10 per person I spoke to. Guess what? If you had that mindset, you'd be on the phone all day, every day. Because again, this is what's going to help you grow the business. What helps you earn the money is actually people buying the business systems. It's actually people joining the business. It's actually enrollments. It's the recruitments. It's also giving the products away. But the principle is, it's the activity that you control. So again, especially if you're at the start of the business here and you're just writing that list and you want to hammer it out there, if you've got a list of 200 people, let's say out of that 250 people are going to join this business and join you. Well, if you spoke to those 200 people over a year, those 50 people are still joined. Well, it's gone over a year, less momentum. Now, you imagine if you spoke to those 200 people in your first month, those same 50 see it like we see it, and they're on board, massive momentum, great income stories to get you going as well. So again, massive action is so important. But then beyond that, be persistent, be consistent, and keep working the business throughout the weeks and years ahead. And let's the world that around, especially this internet-based business, the borders have merged now. So around the world, it's so simple to let them know about the Shopping Sherlock. Now again, diamond's my end goal, and you know what? It's time and pressure that creates a diamond. So again, it's the pressure. It's that keeping that movement forward, taking that massive action over a consistent period of time that's going to enable us all to succeed in this business model, and especially with the Shopping Sherlock. Now, along that way, every now and again, we're going to get a few bumps in the road. We may even get a little bit of a scary ride here and there. But you know what? Be persistent. Keep working through it. If you get any bumps, if you get any knocks, if you get a few dream stealers heading your way, you know, brush it off. Have that self-esteem bubble. Work through it. Be persistent and keep that eye on your goal along the way, which mine was diamond. But along the way, expect every now and again some things will go wrong. Not everything's going to go right, no matter how much training you've done, no matter how much preparation you've put into what you're doing. Every now and again, things are going to go wrong. So if you expect that and allow for that and just accept it as part of the business, that enables you to move on and continue forward in a positive mindset, which is really, really important. Never forget that end goal, even if a few bumps in the road happen, a few scary rides, and a few things don't go your way. Keep that mind to get diamond. And to go diamond, you really do have to support both of your teams. And if you can support your both teams equally and get them balanced, that's going to give you the best opportunity with the shopping Sherlock. So support is so important, and it doesn't matter how big or how small your teams are. If you're all pulling in the same direction, you're going to have a great chance of exploding this business around the world. So keep working as a team together, because if you work as a team, you can achieve great success. And some of the best teams around the world, Manchester United being one of them, they work daily at hitting their goals. They work as a team. They support each other. They stay committed. They work hard at everything they do to be the best that they can be. And you know what? It's really important for them to support each other as well. And you know, there's some days that certain teams have a bad day, but you've got to pick yourself up and keep moving forward. And guess what? Those teams still get supported by people. And the great thing about the shopping Sherlock, you've got amazing upline, you've got amazing field leadership in the likes of the Simon Brookes and many other leaders around the world who will give you their time for free to help you grow and explode your business. And that's the way we help our teams, by supporting them. There's lots of different ways you can support your teams as well. Maybe it's doing three-way calls. So when we lock people into the system, after they've seen Destination Diamond, we call, a three-way call with upline leaders to help get the questions answered. So when you're just new and you're learning the questions, use your upline leader. And guess what? You know, when you've been in this business for many, many years, still use your upline leader. I could sit in front of answer most questions on this business, but I still do the three-way call because I stick to the system. And I coach that with our teams, so that I'm there to support them by doing three-way calls with them. Also, when someone new comes on board, it's great as a leader to really help them get set up correctly. So work in depth, not just with the people you personally introduce. We want everybody to succeed, whether you're 10 levels down, 1 level down, or 100 levels down. We're all one big team in the shopping Sherlock. Also, try and get people locked into the trainings like this webcast. But everyone who's on here tonight, well done. You're the ones taking action. There'll be other people who are sat at home watching TV. They're missing things on these trainings each week. If they're not on, they're going to miss things that could massively make a difference to their life. I'm on it every single week. And bear in mind, we're talking about leadership qualities here. Each of us need to be a leader. We all need to be on these webcasts every single Tuesday. Also, let's never stop recruiting. Let's keep recruiting. That's introducing people who buy our shopping Sherlock business system, the brandable business system, because guess what? That again fuels the fire, you know, at the bottom of the teams, and the more people coming on board, more and more people create the excitement. So never ever stop recruiting, because if you stop recruiting, guess what? If that duplicates, your team dies. Be a leader. Remember what we talked about, walk the talk, and keep that business going. Always introduce it to people. Another way you can support your team is by the communications. Make sure they get locked into the email loop by registering on simonbrooks.info, and also when you get new contracts with people, make sure you add them to the list as well, and have your own emails going out to your groups as well. But make sure, it's so important, everyone that you get registers on simonbrooks.info, because then they're in the hot spot of all the latest news coming out to them really quick. Also, ways to support the team: support all the major events. You know, there's lots of events that happen. The major events are also the webcasts, it's the trainings. But we've got international corporate events like the Atlanta event that we're flying out to on Thursday. That is going to be an absolute blast. If there's a leadership weekend, absolutely build to those events, because that will really support all the teams, not just in the UK, around the world, because this is an international webcast. Also, again, a way you can support your team is have a very, very clear, simple system. Now, we know in the Shopping Sherlock, there's no system like it. I mean, we had a meeting last night at Simon Brookes, and we were talking about how simple our system is. There's people there with 25 years experience like Simon, 15 years experience, all in this business model. And you know what? They were all saying that our system is simply the best. It's so easy to do. Step 1, press play. Step 2, press play. Step 3, dial a phone and let someone else answer your questions. So again, if you can help your team support your team by locking them into that system, that's definitely going to help, because duplication is the key to building our business model. Duplication is the key to building the Shopping Sherlock. Leaders create the systems that create the duplication. So if we keep it really simple, like I just mentioned, that's going to help everybody duplicate in our business. And the great thing there is, if it duplicates, it becomes self-perpetuating, where you don't have to be there all the time yourself. If you do that, you're creating yourself a job. If you can create something in the system that duplicates, that's going to make it easier for the whole team. Everybody wins, win-win. And that has already been created by Simon Brookes and other key leaders in the Shopping Sherlock for us to tap into with destinationdiamond.co.uk. But you know, when we do this, we tell the team members and people, lock into system, keep it simple. But some people, even though it's so simple, still don't see it, because every now and again we are dealing with people with the likes of the people who think elephants are larger than the moon. So don't worry, sometimes you will feel you're banging your head against the wall trying to tell people to stick to the system, because that's what the most successful people in the Sherlock have done, and they still want to try it on their own. But what they're doing really is they're putting themselves up in the firing line. They think you're doing it wrong, but in reality, they're going to crash. They're going to crash land and crash and burn. But you know what? When they do, they'll still say it's your fault. So accept that. Accept, you know, sometimes your team blame you, even though you're trying to give them the best advice. A leader will knock that off the shoulder, move on, and think nothing of it. As long as you give the great support and you teach the correct system, if someone's a maverick, a lone ranger, and they want to go out there and try it their own way, and then it fails, if they look in the mirror, that's who they should be blaming, not yourself. So always keep core to the commitments of being a Shopping Sherlock leader and hooking people into the systems that we have. Another thing, being a leader, is don't quit. Do it, don't quit it. And the great thing is, in our business model, it has been through, there's a great book written by Mark Yarnell, and I remember reading this, and he said that an estimated 95% of those survive network marketing in 10 years become wealthy beyond their wildest expectations. Think about that. You know, you think 10 years back from where you are now, are you living the life of your dreams? If not, this business model and the Shopping Sherlock can give you that. But yes, it's going to take work, and yes, it means don't quit to get there. And you know what? If you've been doing business in this model for 9 years and you've not got to where you want yet, you may only be a year away. With the Shopping Sherlock, it can happen that fast. So don't quit it and stick with this business model. And you know what? 95%, a lot of those who really get to where they want to be are the ones who stuck in one company. Don't do more pre-launches than NASA. Keep building the Shopping Sherlock long term, because that's the place you want to be. Be a leader who builds the business and it doesn't jump from ship to ship to ship to ship. That isn't leading qualities, in my opinion. Again, that's my opinion, and I respect yours if it's different. But in the Shopping Sherlock, we want to create leadership that duplicates, and we build on the business for many, many years and decades ahead. And you know what? It all comes down to action. The successful people will be taking the action. They will be moving forward. They won't be quitting this business. And you know what? They make a mistake. Learn from it. You know, it's just learning experiences. You know, you can maybe introduce it to someone and think, well, how could that have gone better if they didn't join? Did I say the right things, or did I say too much? Really, with our business, you should be pressing play rather than talking. And the great thing is here, if you've got that posture where you can take a bad experience and make it drive you forward, then you've got a greater chance of succeeding. And those people who take a bad experience and say, hey, you know what, that didn't work out for me, so I'm going to quit. I'm going to give in on my goals. I'm going to give in on my dreams. I'm going to give on what I really wanted to try and achieve in this business model. I'm going to give up on what I want to achieve with the Shopping Sherlock. Whereas a successful person will say, I'm going to hammer this day in, day out, until I achieve what I want to achieve, because I deserve it. So again, just keep moving forward with a shopping shell, and a lot of that is down to the attitude you have. A lot of that is down to the posture that you have, because attitude and a positive mindset is so, so important to succeed in the shopping shell. What you've got to have is really 3 solid postures. You've got to have belief in the company. We know we've got an amazing company with an amazing CEO, and where he's driving this right now is unbelievable. And what's coming out of Atlanta is going to just make this crazy beyond your wildest dreams in terms of the opportunity that the foundation's been laid, and where we're going to grow is great. So we know the company is cast iron. We've got a product that we give away for free that saves people a fortune. It's fantastic. So you've got to have that solid belief in the product. And after that, you've got to have solid belief in yourself that you can do this. And you know what? If your belief's not solid in that, we can work on that. Leaders will work with you, speak to your uplines, make sure you get the correct training, make sure you lock into the system. If you can press play, tell someone to go to a webcast and dial a phone, you can build this business, whether you've just started this business model today or whether you've been in it for 25 years. So the solid posture is so important, having that positive attitude, belief in you, belief in the product, and belief in the company to enable you to explode it. So stay positive all the time. Again, leaders don't do the blame game. They don't say this didn't work because of X, Y, Z. They just keep moving forward. They're looking for the positives in things that happen in the teams. They don't bleed down. If they have a bad day, they don't ring the downline and say, yeah, I've had a bad day today. I spoke to 5 people and none joined. They know that's part of the system, and they pick up people rather than put people down by focusing on the success rather than negative. So be positive. I love that one there with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Stop whining. You know, the great thing here is sometimes I hear people talking about what they're exploding and earning so much in the business. And I talk about some other people who say, well, I've not earned as much as I want. Well, how much effort have you put in? Well, not a lot. Well, you know what? Don't complain about the money you've not earned for the work you've not done. Let's get pushing it out there. Let's hammer it out there and build this business as fast as you can. Again, leaders, part of the building, build to events. You know, there's been some great events recently. Simon's just come back from the Philippines and Taiwan. We've also got the corporate event coming up this weekend at the Crown Plaza in Atlanta. That's going to be amazing. We have live web presentations like you're on tonight, and the business opportunity webcast, there's company calls and webcasts, leadership weekends around the world, UK. A special one's going to be announced, I think, tonight as well. So hook into these events and build to them. And you know what? If you can't attend, build to them anyway. I didn't go to the Philippines. I didn't go to Taiwan, but I was still on the internet trying to create connections and speak to people to try and get those to the events. Leaders build to the events because events can really help you explode your business. Now, in MLM, there's lots of different ways and different stages of leadership. Effectively, when you first come on board, you're leading yourself, you're a distributor. Let's be self-motivated. Let's get up and go to work. It is a professional business. There's no business, no profession like ours. It is an amazing. There's nothing that touches it, in my opinion. So really lead yourself. But you know what? As you're introducing the business out there, you're going to introduce people, sponsor people, sell business systems to them. So now you're leading other people. They're going to look to you for support. They're going to look to you for help and assistance. And as you're moving forward and your team starts to grow, you become a team leader, you're maybe a new emerging leader, you've got a group growing, and again, they're looking to you. You work with your uplines as well, who may be now leading organizations. You're more of a developing leader, you've got more and more people. You might have people in many different countries, you've got a larger organization growing now. And then beyond there, then you start to lead leaders. You start to, you know, business model, imagine you're creating globals and powers and so on. This is that same sort of step. And as you're working and creating people to power and helping them to go to global, you're helping lead the leaders. But again, everybody looks upline for support, but you know what? The whole group everywhere should be supporting everybody. And then as you're moving forward, you become a lead network, a top leader, more experience, and then you can build up to being one of the top MLMers in the world. And we've got Diamond Distributor, Simon Brookes, who heads these training webcasts. He's a top leader worldwide, the #1 earner in the shopping Sherlock. And he'll be watching this thinking, you know what? He sees people at all these different stages over the last 25 years. But the principle is, if you can create leaders by leading yourself and helping them follow, that's going to help your business. And the shopping Sherlock's just going to continue to grow from strength to strength. But while we're doing it, guys, let's have a load of fun along the way. Let's enjoy it. We've got Fraser there doing the global jig when he went global. My wife Caroline and I, and one of our children Ben, having a game of table tennis with Sergey. One of the amazing leadership weekends. If you've not been to one of those, you have to get there. You know, an event at Simon Brookes' property in Formby, amazing. What a great time we had when we were there and when we went out for the meal as well. So have fun as you're building this business. But you know what? There's a lot of other qualities we could go on to a leader, but we've only got a short time this evening. But there's more for the shopping Sherlock. Let's work with integrity. You know, be faithful to your team. You know, be honest to yourself, your team, your uplines. Let's work with integrity in this business and be very, very professional. Introduce it in a professional way. You're going to have more chance of succeeding. This is one of the most professional, honorable business models in the world. And we've got to grasp that and tell the world about it. And one of the ways is by doing that for us is having constant personal development. Develop yourself in the business model. Develop yourself in the skills you need to succeed as a shopping Sherlock leader. And you know what? We're going to all do this together. And who knows where you're going to end up at the end of the day. You could have the lifestyle of your dreams. Look at Simon and Julie outside of their property, living the holidays that, that they wish to have, the lifestyle that they want to have in the shopping Sherlock. It's giving it to them. It can give it to us. But to get it, you know what? To get the leadership income, we've got to create the leadership qualities in each of ourselves as well. So let's spread the word on the shopping Sherlock. Guys, who's awesome? You're all awesome for attending tonight. I really do appreciate the time each one of you given us. And the shopping Sherlock is absolutely amazing. Let's make every day count. Let's introduce this to people. Build to the event at Atlanta this week, because a day of work now is a week's holiday down the line. Guys, my name's Alan Platt, Global Distributor. Proud to be with the shopping Sherlock. Let's all enjoy the journey and let's all have fun while we're doing it. Thank you very much, Simon. Over to you.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Alan, I'm out of breath for you. I'll tell you now, with everybody, and we've got a packed web room. I would imagine they would have got as much from that presentation as I did. I thought it was amazing. As you can see, that's why Alan Platt is one of our top leaders in the United Kingdom, in Europe. But one of the most important things that really shone out for me with all those slides is don't give up before payday. So many people are turning and saying, oh, it's not working for me. Oh, this isn't building. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't give up before payday. Okay. As you heard Alan say, there's a stack of us that's going to be flying over to Atlanta in America for our first Shopping Sherlock convention. Now, if you've got any person that you know that's in striking distance of Atlanta in Georgia, make sure that you invite them to the event. Guests are free. Guests do not pay. So you can pick up the phone, you can get on Skype, you can contact all your contacts and get as many people there as you possibly can. Now, when we're going to be there, after that event on the Monday, instead of our normal business opportunity session, we will be doing an update, an Atlanta update. So instead of the Tuesday of having a training, we're going to have that on the Monday. Now, this event will be a live event. It will not be recorded. So you need to be able to get on this event. We're going to be doing it from the hotel in Atlanta, and that's going to be 8 o'clock UK time. You need to be making sure that you can get on that webinar. The links have been sent out, so do not forget it. Okay, I can't believe we have a major event that's going to be coming up on the 27th and 28th of April, and that's going to be in Moscow. That's going to be our first international leadership weekend. And I can't believe, since we posted it less than about 6 hours ago, how many people have already booked. Wow. Folks, we've even got people from the United Kingdom and Europe booking it and going over. This will be an awesome event. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 international speakers flying over from Europe to the event. Folks, these events you have to promote massive. You have to promote big time. The